Hi everyone, today we are speaking about college clubs, which can both set you up for success in college and help you in your professional career after graduation. As our guest, we have Will Sauerland, the president of the Hydroponics Club at the University of Pittsburgh. Will, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
All right, great. So before we get into the reasons why or potentially why not students should join a club in college, can you kind of explain what the Hydroponics Club at Pitt is all about? I've reported on it in the past. I know it's great.
So we essentially design, build, and test all of our own hydroponic systems. And then we try to take what we learn and what we know about hydroponics and just kind of like sustainable growing in general and kind of convey that to the community that we work in. So whether that's going into different elementary schools and doing a day with like a science class and showing them all sorts of stuff, or doing an after school program. But yeah, so it's kind of, learning on our own and then kind of, conveying that what we learned to the general community.
Great. So going into college, did you know you were going to join a club, or was it something that just kind of naturally fell in place? Can you take us back to your freshman year, or whenever it was that you decided to join a club, and walk us through your process, your mindset?
Yeah, so my freshman year, so I think every school is kind of the same. They all have like a student activities fair where all the clubs kind of um, can have a little booth, and then people can walk up and you can talk to the members of the just see kind of what they're about. We're almost required to go to this. So my RA freshman year got our whole floor together, and we all went together. Um, and we were given like an hour or 2 hours to just kind of walk around. And I remember walking around on they did this in the Peterson Event Center, so where the basketball team plays. I remember walking like on the basketball court and seeing the hydroponics club. And it stuck out to me because I was in the hydroponics club in high school, and well, nothing else really stood out. So I saw that and I just thought, I have to go talk to them. So I talked to them, and then Luke just gave me, a little information about it, told me to come to a meeting, and it kind of just, I don't know, just kind of went from there. Went to a meeting, liked all the people in the club, I liked what they were doing, just kept going back to meetings.
Great. So can you kind of explain to us what you believe the main benefits of joining a club in college are? I know there are probably some things that would translate from the hydroponics club to other clubs, some stuff you would gain from that experience. So can you kind of explain what you believe the main benefits of joining a club are, and why would you advise someone else to join a college club?
Well, I think the biggest thing that sticks out for me is having, I guess, mentors. So older kids in the club that, have been through a couple years of college already, especially as a freshman, not really knowing what to expect out of college. So just having some older friends who with a little bit more experience, just to kind of guide you a little bit was very, very helpful. That, and then just, having some sort of sense of community. So having, a group of friends that, I don't know, you can do more. I mean, not even just going to the club with, but you can go hang out with, you can go, get lunch with, that sort of thing. But yeah, so having mentors and having, a sense of community, I think is really great.
Definitely. So those are like mostly things that benefit you while you're a student. I know
Mhm.
that a lot of people also join clubs after, or for the reasons of after college, their careers after college. So is that something that's crossed your mind? Do you believe that what you're doing right now in the hydroponics club will set you up for success in whatever it is you want to do after school?
I think so. I mean, even if it's not, whatever I do after school, even if it's not hydroponic specific, I think having sort of that structure where, you have certain responsibilities that you have to, besides school, that you have to get done, that you have to do in order to have other people, to run a meeting, you have to, like go through a slideshow, know what you're going to actually talk about and that sort of thing. So having almost like a separate job just from your school, I think, will just help in just career progression in general, but also we've had a couple different alumni from the club who, went on to start their own sort of hydroponic business, or like faculty members that work with the club who have gone on and like helped them with their business and, done other projects. So having sort of the connections and that sort of thing will also definitely help.
Great. So now kind of getting to the challenges of being a member of a club. Do you think there are any challenges, and do you have any moments where maybe you feel like you regretted joining, some days that maybe you don't really feel like going?
I mean, for my club, I can't, necessarily speak on every single club, but for me, in like specifically, there weren't many times where I, regretted it. It's a little bit extra work, but it's not too much work. There are times like if you have midterms coming up, if you have finals, that sort of thing, then you have your club on top of that. It gets a little bit stressful, but good. Once all the work's done and you're just able to go to the club and go hang out with people, and it kind of makes it all worth it. But yeah, it's a little bit extra work, but that's really it. It's not too much.
So you kind of spoke about this at the beginning, but say a freshman coming to campus wants to join a club in college. That's something they want to do, but they don't have a specific club picked out necessarily. Where's the best place for that student, the freshman likely, to go and learn about different clubs and kind of assess which one they want to join?
Yes, definitely the student activities fair, like I was talking about, is definitely a great place to go. But even if you miss that, if you don't feel like going out and actually walking around at all the tables, you can always find like a list of all the different clubs, and each club usually has a little description of what they're about, what they kind of what their general meetings are like. But yeah, I would say just spending half an hour or so and just going through that, and anything that sparks an interest, maybe getting in contact with them and going to a couple meetings and just trying things out. Some things you might go to a couple meetings and you might, think you might not like it as much, try a different club, and eventually, you're kind of bound to find something you like. Colleges now have a ridiculous amount of clubs that span all sorts of, like likenesses. So, you can kind of find anything.
Great. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with us again today, Will. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great year.
Yeah, thanks so much.
If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And for more interviews like this, please subscribe. Have a great day, everyone.